my first premiere live stream on Thursday, the 15th of May 2025. Just excuse me a second. It is 4:45 on Thursday, the 15th of May 2025. So this is my first live stream, premiere live stream, final preparations for the upcoming Dubrovnik series, which is next week. That's why I've decided to start this live stream, because I need practice for next week when I'm actually in Dubrovnik and I will be doing live streams. So welcome again to this live stream. It is 4:45 on Thursday, the 15th of May 2025, 5:45 if you are in Croatia, 11:45 if you're in the US. So welcome all to this live stream. If you've got the notification that I'm on now, you should hopefully be joining it. But please join if not, and you'll be able to watch this stream later on if you can't get on. So I'm going to run through just a few things basically now for series next week when I'm in Dubrovnik. I've had another look at the BBC weather website, and it's showing glorious weather for Dubrovnik from Thursday right the way through to the following week. Temperatures around 23 to 25 degrees. Bit of rain possibly Wednesday afternoon, but that's not going to stop me from exploring the old town, but also going on the city walls as well. So hello to you, welcome to this premiere live stream for the final preparations for my upcoming Dubrovnik series next week. Yes, I do remember you. So I've got my luggage on the bed just here, okay? So I've also bought a few things from my hand luggage bag, which I'm going to go through and just explain a few things for when you go away, just in general. It's common sense at the end of the day. So I've got my trusty man bag, which is this, which is always a good thing to have when you go on a trip, even if you go on a walk or a break in the UK or wherever you go on a holiday. So, as I've said, can you please keep the messages appropriate, please? I will remove them if they're not appropriate, okay? So I do not want any political comments on here or anything rude or inappropriate, as I will just remove them. So anyway, so this is my man bag, which I'm going to be taking with me next week when I go to Croatia. So in this bag, there's plenty of room to put your water bottle, your power bank, your phone, your keys, wallet, any paperwork you need, passport, anything you need on a day trip out somewhere. It's always, or even a packed lunch. You could put that in here. Hello, Gemma. Nice to meet you. So welcome to this live stream for my upcoming Dubrovnik stuff. Dubrovnik series. Yeah, and stuff. Yes, Gemma, thank you very much. Please subscribe at Cosmos25 to my channel. This is my first premiere live stream. Hello, Harriet. Lovely that you've come on. Again, please keep the comments appropriate. Just if you've got anything personal to say, just don't say it, please. This is distracting. Hello, Leah. So please subscribe at Cosmos25 to my channel. This is a video about my upcoming Dubrovnik series for next week. My first premiere live stream this is. I know, well, I can't help that, I'm afraid. I will just get rid of them. I did put on the chat earlier, please don't put anything rude or inappropriate, and people can't resist. So anyway. So that's my bag for next week, which I'm going to be taking when I go on the city walls in Dubrovnik. Yes, well, they probably will. But let's move on from that, please, because I don't want to get distracted. I'm trying to keep you guys and gals focused. So anyway, so that's my man bag for going to Dubrovnik next week. And also, because I'm a regular visitor to Dubrovnik, somebody on the internet made me a t-shirt, which I've been wearing quite often when I've gone away. And it's this one that's got Dubrovnik Explorer on it. So this here is the Dubrovnik crest, okay? So it's got Dubrovnik Explorer on it, on the front, and on the back it's got Call in Dubrovnik, okay? So somebody's made that for me on the internet. I've also got a cruise one as well. I'm going to Dubrovnik, Gemma, in Croatia. So if you follow the Game of Thrones series, that's where it was filmed. King's Landing is what was used, and also parts of Split as well. Yes, I'm British, 100% British, born in the UK, literally 30 miles from here. So that's my t-shirt I'm going to be wearing next week in Dubrovnik, okay? I'm going to see if I can try and get one made advertising my YouTube channel as well. No, I'm not Scottish, I'm from the UK, Britain. UK, born in England. I'm not Welsh, I'm not Scottish, I'm not Irish. I'm from England itself, born in Derby. Okay. Again, please don't distract me from what I'm talking about. So, and then I've also got a Croatia wallet, which I have bought in Dubrovnik, and that is the actual crest of Croatia, and the different areas of Croatia are represented by these. So inside I have my EHIC and GHIC cards, okay, which they recommend you have in case of medical issues. They're not proof of identity, okay, and you still have to pay towards some of your medical issues if you have problems and end up in hospital abroad, but they don't apply for a cruise. This is a European one, this is a global one, okay? So if I go to America or Australia, this one can be used. If I go to Europe, which I'm going to Europe next week because I'm going to Croatia, which is in the Balkans, I will be using this one, but I take both of them and they're in the wallet, okay? And I will be putting my euros in there as well. So I've got my Croatia wallet. And of course the phone is on the selfie stick at the moment on the stand, because I'll be using it on the city walls quite often. Glad to be back. Again, I will be removing comments. They can't resist. They cannot resist. Anyway, all my travel documents are in here. Boarding passes, money, passport, hotel documents and everything. Insurance policy is in there as well. Transfer information is in there as well. Okay, so I'm going to Lapad Bay. So all my travel documents are in there. So I'm going to be keeping those very safe in my hand luggage. Okay. So I've got my euros, I've got my boarding passes, but I've also got my boarding passes on my phone. Hello to you, horse lover. Hello. Nice of you to join the live stream tonight. Just in preparation for my upcoming Dubrovnik series next week. Please subscribe to my channel at Colesmith25. Hello to you, Ricky. It's evening here, but good morning to you, wherever you're from. So please enjoy the stream. I'll be going through my luggage in a minute, just to go through a few things that I've packed, and basically just to give some tips on how to pack luggage, and of course weigh your case if you need to. Okay, just excuse me a minute. So all my travel documents are in there. Passport is safe. Boarding passes, travel money, documents on the hotel, information about the flights are all in there. Insurance policy, ATOL certificate, everything. But I've also got it on my phone, on my emails, in attachments as well. But it's always good to have a hard copy in case things go wrong, especially with technology and also airports. If they have power cuts, which I know Spain had one the other week, and it can just cause mayhem right across the board. So it's always good to have a hard copy of everything, just in case. Thank you very much. I've been travelling abroad on my own quite a lot, Ricky, so I'm well used to it, which is why I've got this channel. What time is it here? It is now just gone 10 to 5 in the evening on Thursday, the 15th of May, 2025. So that's that. So I've got the man bag, I've got the t-shirt, I've got my wallet. So we will go into the suitcase, and I've also got a trusty luggage tag on here as well. So if I just pan the camera down a little bit, or just turn the camera a little bit now, you should technically be able to see the luggage tag is located just there on the bag. Okay, so everything is in there that needs to be in there. I'm not in Cornwall, no, I'm in Staffordshire in the UK near Alton Towers. Okay, so I'll move away from the camera. So we're going to go into the suitcase now. I'm going to undo the suitcase and basically just go through everything that I have packed for the holiday. I have already weighed the case. It's now about 12 kilos, I think, from when I last weighed it. You're allowed 22 with Jet2. But I've got about 12 kilos in there, plus hand luggage you're allowed 10. Okay, I've got things in there anyway already. I'm going to be putting that man bag back in. The t-shirt is staying out because I'll be wearing that on the way to the airport next week, as I'm going from East Midlands with Jet2 down to Dubrovnik in Croatia. Okay, so I'm looking forward to going. It's my 12th time going. Got lots of tips I can give you for going out there, so please stay tuned on here because I will give more advice in a few moments. But we'll go into the suitcase now and just explain how I've packed it. And it's always a good advice to take somebody else's advice as well, just in case. But, you know what, I mean, those of you that go travelling a lot or go on holiday, you know how to pack a case, I know. But I just like to go through it just to assure people in case, especially when you're going abroad, because it's slightly different rules to the UK regarding luggage allowance on planes compared to if you're going on a train or whatever, but on planes it's set specifically to either 20 or 22 kilos, or maybe less. So just bear that in mind as well, and also make sure your passports are in date as well. I'm going to Dubrovnik in Croatia. So we'll go into the suitcase now. In. So a good thing to do is pack your clothes into bags like this. Okay, so this has got shirts in it. Shirts, and obviously if you're a woman you can put dresses and bikinis in. So all the t-shirts I'm going to be wearing on my holiday are in there, including a smart shirt for the evening, and also a shirt in there with anchors on, because I'll be going on the Caracas, which is a replica galleon, and I'll be doing some cruises on there, going to the Elefiti Islands, doing a sunset cruise. So I'm going with them, and I promote them through this channel as well. So any guys and gals from the Caracas team that are watching this, hello to you. I'll be out there next week. I'm looking forward to the cruises, and your loyal customer from the UK is coming back. And I've also got one of your shirts on at the moment, the old one that you gave me, but I've also got the new one you gave me in here, which I'll be wearing on the day of the cruise. So they're always a good idea. Okay. I managed to find a spare one, which I've put all my trousers and shorts in. Okay, so at least when you get to the hotel, you haven't got to just put them in a drawer and say, oh, I'll put all the trousers in this drawer, I'll put my underwear in this drawer. You can literally just put these bags in the drawers and say, right, trousers in there, shirts in there, pyjamas on the bed, obviously. Okay, so I've got them in a separate bag. But it saves you unpacking, and also it's got travel on there and a plane as well on there. Okay, just see a little plane there. So they're always a good idea to have these. Okay, extra it saves a lot of storage space in your case, trust me. So that's that one. And then there's another one which I've also got an electricals bag as well. So these are always a good idea to have, because you can put cameras in there, your headphones and your plugs. Okay, just remember when you go abroad you need to have an adapter. So maybe take a couple of adapters if there's quite a few of you, but for me I just take this one, which is 2-pinned, because in the UK we use those sort of sockets, okay, don't we? Abroad it's those 2 pins, and then you plug the British one in the back of it. Okay, and I've also, just to reduce weight, I've also included this one. That's a spare USB cable as well. I've also got one that's got 2 USB plugs on there as well, and then those normal ones, that goes in the wall at the back. So basically all you've got to do, in fact I'll demonstrate it. So with this one, you would basically plug this in to the back of here like that, and then you would plug that into the wall in the European plug, and then that goes in, and then you can plug your phone or your iPad or power bank in there, or you could plug those two in the USB socket as well. So anyway, hello to you Josie as well, and to have joined the channel and joined the stream. So this is a handy bag to have, and there's a lot of weight less now, because I had a full one of these. I've now decided, because I bought this from work, and because it's got the USB on it, I thought, well, that's a good idea, because I can just plug my USB in there. So basically, if this USB socket, if this USB plug here was my phone charger, I would basically just slot that in there, and then you plug it in and those light up blue. Okay, so you plug the plug in the back of it, and then it go in the wall. But you can just plug your USB in there, you can plug your power bank in there. Honestly, it's a really good thing to buy, and I was really glad I bought it actually, because I've took the other one out because I'll be using that for the cruise in September, okay, which is from Cyprus, but I have cruised from Dubrovnik as well. I've got all day to remove these comments, these keyboard warriors. Very frustrating, but anyway, I'm not going to be put off by it. I'll just remove it. What do you do when I'm not travelling? Well, I work as a cleaner in a Tesco. I also like to go to zoos, wildlife parks. I like to go on walks. I've done many blogs on my channel, so please check them out. Please subscribe at Carlsmith25, and you will see the blogs that I've done for the last 14 months. And I've got over 1,000 subscribers on here now, and over 500,000 views. So in 14 months, that's a lot of work, and I've done a lot of travelling. But I do like travelling. So I'll be visiting 3 countries when I go to Dubrovnik next week, because I'll be going to Croatia, which is where Dubrovnik is. I'll be going to Montenegro, and I'll be going to Bosnia. Okay, so I'll be visiting 3 countries in one trip. So please stay tuned to the channel. Please join the live streams when I'm in Dubrovnik, on the city walls, on the cable car, on the fort, on Lockram Island. There's lots of footage to come. I'll be going to the cave bar opposite the Hotel Vis on Lapad. I always stay at the Hotel Vis. So Vesna, if you've joined this live stream, hello to you. If not, hello anyway. I'm sure you'll watch it at a future time. But I'll be out there next week to see you and everybody else in Dubrovnik that'll be out there as well, that I know, from the Cop and Restaurant, from the Karaka team, from the Cave Bar. And also those. Which is your favourite out of the 3? I like all of them. I can't have a favourite. They're all beautiful, honestly. Dubrovnik is obviously on the map because of Game of Thrones, but Bosnia is beautiful. I'm going to Mostar, which has got the old bridge. It's beautiful there, the old town. It's absolutely stunning. Kotor is amazing. If you've been to the Norwegian fjords, you'll get an idea of what it's like, because you basically go into a fjord. Hello to you, Adino. Hello to you, Sue. Hello to you, Mr. Pete, as well, and Dean Flyspotter. Hello to all of you. Please subscribe at Cosmos25. But yes, so this is the electrical bag I'm going to be taking. We'll now move on to the toiletry bag. So again, toiletries are all in the similar bag. So I've got sun cream in there, toothbrush, toothpaste, shaving foam, shower gel, all in there after sun. Some hotels do have shampoo, so you don't always have to take a shampoo bottle with you. And also on cruise ships, they always have shampoo and shower gel in the cabins. So you don't need to take shower gel if you go on a cruise. But you can if you want. I mean, in the Hotel Vis, they have little tiny bottles of shower gel, but I always like to take my own just in case. Not that I won't use theirs, because it's complimentary, but I always like to take my own just in case. But the shower gel in there, of course, is toothpaste, underarm deodorant, spray deodorant, after sun and sun. Is it 5 o'clock? Yes, it is. 5 grams. I'll get back to the weight in a minute, okay? Because, again, you've got to just bear that in mind with the luggage. And of course, in another bag, I have my underwear and also my pyjamas in there. Okay, so this is just going to save a lot of hassle with the suitcase, believe me, having these bags. Because you just basically don't need to unpack the bags individually. You can just unzip them and get the clothes out that you want for that day. Okay, so they're really handy, and they can go in all the drawers or in the wardrobe in the room. Toiletries go in your whole luggage because it's liquids. Just bear in mind, you're only allowed 100 mils of liquids through security. But if you've got a small bottle of like hand gel, in fact I might have one in that bag, which I'll show you, you can generally take that through. But I'll get onto that in a minute, okay? That's a very good question, Mr. Pete, 1972. But toiletries, you are better putting them in your whole luggage that you check into the plane, okay? Because you will find that if you go through security with them, they will just confiscate the lot. And then you'll have to buy them again. So don't go down that road, okay? But they have changed the rules regarding security, which I will get onto in a moment, so I won't forget your question. Because I'll tell you for the reason, because I bought these cartons of apple juice to have in the room, okay? Now in this, there are 6 cartons of 200 mils each, okay? So that's 1200 mils of apple juice in one pack, okay? If that went through security, they would bin them. Okay, and I've got another pack in there and another 2 cartons loose. These are for in the morning and in the evening in the room before I go for breakfast. You lost the shower gel at check-in. Well, they will confiscate it if you've gone through security with it. So anyway, well, I'll come back to that in a moment. And also as well, just in case of the odd shower, I've also got my cagoule. I also did buy a poncho, which is a thin blue one. It's actually thinner than this. But it's really good. It's really waterproof and the rain just runs off it. This is good as well. So I'll be taking this just in case of a shower. But generally, it's going to be similar to what it's been here the last few days. But it's forecast 23 to 26 degrees in Dubrovnik next week. And on into the week after. Because it's getting close to June, it's going to get hotter. So I know it's going to be very good weather. So those are the bags for going away. So they're going to go back into the suitcase, and they're very easy to just pack flat like that, and then you just put the lid over and then just zip it off and we're as good to go. So put that there. I've got my luggage tag on. I've got my luggage tag on my how long am I going for? Around a week. But It's brilliant because, like I say, I'm doing some excursions while I'm out there, which I'm going to get onto in the very next bit. Okay, so all my travel documents are in there, including my tickets for the Caracas cruises as well. They're in there, and they're also on my phone. So I'll be wearing that. Okay. Because on this t-shirt I've got on here, I have got Caracas just there. That's one of their shirts, okay. So they let me have one of those as a gift. I've got another one in that bag which I'm going to be wearing on the Caracas cruise. So, other facts about Dubrovnik now. So the average flight time from the UK to Dubrovnik is around 3 hours, okay. So whichever airport you go from, whether it's Manchester, Birmingham, East Midlands, Leeds Bradford, Cardiff, London, all the Scottish airports or even the Irish airports, you are looking at an average of around 3 to 3.25 hour flight. So it's an hour ahead as well. The time over there is 1 hour ahead of the UK. So remember to set your watches or phones or pads or whatever to 1 hour ahead. A lot of phones today just set automatically. I know mine does. This is the iPhone 13, but it sets automatically. Once we've gone over the channel, my phone sets to European time. I don't have to do anything, it just does it automatically. And another tip I'll give you, and the Macmaster told me this. Hello to you, Clive. The Macmaster, who is a really good YouTuber, has given me this advice as well. If you want to track where you are on the plane, because obviously you have to turn your phone to airplane mode when you're up in the air. Okay, they always tell you to turn your phone to airplane mode. If you want to track where you are on the map, on Google Maps, download the map, portion of the map before you go on holiday. So in other words, go onto Google Maps on your phone, and there's a section on there that says offline maps. Okay, well, you can use those when you've downloaded them with internet or data in the UK before you actually leave for the airport or when you're at the airport. And then when you're on the plane, you put your phone by the window on the plane, it will pick up the GPS. Okay, so you can track on the map exactly where you are, which I've done when I went to Prague in December, and also when I went to Tenerife in March to go on the cruise on Morella Discovery 2. Okay, and I'll be doing the same for Dubrovnik next week. I'll be downloading all the sections of the map from parts of the UK, down over the Channel, over Belgium, over Germany, over the Alps, down towards Venice, and then down the Croatian coast. So I'll be able to track where we are on the plane. Okay, if you go on some airlines, like TUI, they generally do have a TV screen above the seat where you're sitting, and you can look at the screen and it'll tell you exactly how fast the plane's going, what the altitude is, what the outside temperature is, what time you left the airport, what cities are nearby where you are, how long it's going to take for you to get to the airport, what your estimated time of arrival is, and also where you are on the map. Okay, but they don't do that with Jet2, but they do with TUI. Okay, on some of their aircraft, particularly Dreamliners or the big Boeings, they generally do have the maps. But I still yes, I will be filming on the plane, but I won't be able to do a live stream, but I will be videoing. I'll come on to that in a minute, Mr. Pete, just hang on. So to download the maps, you just basically download the map on Google Maps on your phone, and it will store it in the offline maps section, and then you can click on that map on your phone on the plane if you're 37 to 40,000 feet up, and you can generally track exactly where you are. So take that advice. The Macmaster mentioned it in his video, so please subscribe to him. It's at the Macmaster Lee Davey. He's done loads of video blogs. He's got well over 80 million views on his channel. Trust me, he makes money on it, believe me. I mean, I'd like to at some point, but it's going to take a lot of work. But to download the maps, that's what you do. So anyway, so videoing on the plane, yes, I will, because I will obviously set the phone to flight mode, as I've just said, and I'll be videoing everything from taxiing out down to the runway, takeoff, in-flight and landing as well. I'll be videoing all of it, and then when I'm at the hotel, I'll be using the app on the phone called Power Director, where I will edit all my videos into episodes. So I will be videoing the complete landing, and it will be an episode with a brand new intro, which I have done on my channel. It's on my other video on the Dubrovnik playlist, which I've now created. So you can go on there and check out the new theme to my intro for my channel for the Dubrovnik series, which Gordon up the road has done for me. So please check that out. So that's what I'm going to be doing. So I'll be videoing everything, okay? I'll be videoing on the city walls. Yes, I've been to France. I have indeed. I've not been to Paris, but again, that's a future series, maybe in the future, as I've said. at the moment I'm going over to Croatia. I've got a cruise in September, so at the end of the day it's all about saving money up and booking time off work, okay, which can be a challenge for me sometimes. I do get the time off work, but it can be a challenge, okay, but I do get to go away. Even when I have days off work, I've done travel blogs, because I've been to Benidorm, I've been to Prague. Where's the cruise going? It's going from Cyprus, and I'm going to be doing the Greek islands and Turkey for 2 weeks. And Mum and Dad, it's their 50th wedding anniversary. My brother's going as well. So I'll be doing lots of video footage on there. And I've just been on the ship recently to go from Tenerife to Cyprus. So I know roughly what to expect. I've met several of the crew on there, so it'll be nice to see them again. But this is for the Dubrovnik series now. So just bear with me again. So regarding excursions, yes, I've been to Turkey. I've just said I'm going to Turkey on the cruise. I've been to Turkey. I'm going to be visiting Ephesus. I'm going to be visiting Athens and the Acropolis in Greece. I've been to Kushadasi. I've been to Bodrum. I've not been to Bodrum. I've been to Marmaris. I've been to Alanya. I've been to Izmir. So I've been quite a few places around there. So yes, I've been to Turkey, and I like the apple tea. The Turkish delight over there is nice. So I will be in Turkey several times on this cruise, so there'll be lots of footage, and I'll try and do some live streams as well, so don't be worried about that. That's a future series in September, okay? But for now, this is Dubrovnik. So excursions I'm going to be doing. So I've got the Karaka cruise booked, right, for the Friday, which is the Elefiti Islands. That's 3 days, three islands, okay? So you go from Dubrovnik cruise port to Kolocep, then you go to Šipan, then you go to Lopud, and then you go back to Dubrovnik. Okay, it's an all-day cruise, right? So, and it's fantastic. You basically go on a galleon, an ex-galleon ship. It's fantastic, believe me. I will put the link in the description of this video of the Karaka so you can have a look, okay? You can have a look at their website and what trips they offer. But I would highly recommend you use Karaka when you go to Croatia or go to Dubrovnik, because they are very good. They pick you up in a car, a nice car or minibus. You can opt for a transfer from your hotel. If your hotel is near the cruise port, then you would just have to walk down there. But if your hotel's quite a distance, they can arrange a transfer. And I do have their WhatsApp details as well if you ever need it. So, and they watch my channel, so I'll be using them. And they also do a sunset cruise. They do a transfer cruise from the old town to the port. And the sunset cruise is fantastic as well. It's an adult only one, but it's fantastic. You get glasses of champagne, you get a free drink on board, you get a guide who gives you some history of Dubrovnik. You've got plenty of photo opportunities. It's just amazing. You leave the old town marina to do that, and you basically sail around the back of the walls, go around the back of Lockram Island, back to Dubrovnik again. It's about an hour and a half, 2 hour cruise. It's fantastic, okay? Highly recommend all of it. They also do a Game of Thrones tour on there as well, which includes a walking tour of Dubrovnik, and then you get to go on the Karaka, because apparently they used it in the series. So please check out that trip as well. You can find all the details on the website, which I'll put in the link under the video in the description. So that's another trip I'd highly recommend. So please subscribe to my channel at CarlSmith25, because there will be lots of streams coming from that cruise and the Elefiti Islands as well. So when you go to Kolocep, you have a choice of 2 things. So you generally leave Dubrovnik at 9. So you get to Kolocep at 9:45. You get 1 hour on the island. They take you on an optional guided walking tour, and you get to go and try some of the wines, the Croatian wines, the jams, the marmalades, the olive oil, all that's up there. Or you can do your own thing and just walk the promenade round to the other side. There's a little bar and cafe near the ship, so you can sit there and have a cup of tea or coffee, or something to eat, whatever you want. And then you basically board the ship again, and then it sails another 45 minutes till 11:30, and you get to Šipan, which is the second island, and you generally get an hour and a quarter on there till 1:45. So again, you've got a choice of doing your own thing, or you can go with the guide to a wine tasting area, which I always go to. And I highly recommend it, because it's lovely to try wines in different countries. And even though I've been to Croatia that many times, the wine is fantastic, okay? And there's 3 different types of wine you can get on the islands, or in that area of Croatia. You've got Dingac, Plavik Mali, and you've got Pošip. So they're the 3 main wines you can have in that area of Croatia. So on this trip, you get to try the Dingac wine, which is red, white and rosé. And you've also got red, white and rosé of the other 2, Pošip and Plavik Mali, okay? And you can buy them at the wine tasting places, or also in Dubrovnik in the shops, okay? So it's always worth to get it from a person that actually makes it, because it's the homemade stuff. It's proper homemade stuff then, isn't it? So get it and definitely try it. So you can do wine tasting on Shipan. Then at 1:45 you will leave Shipan and go across the water 15 minutes on the boat on the Karaka over to Lophud, and you generally get 3 to 3.5 hours there. Again, you can go with the guide to a restaurant. That's a new thing they've included now, where it's optional, but you can go for lunch at a restaurant, or you can just do your own thing, which I generally do. And there's quite a lot more to see on Lophud because there's more shops and places to go, more cafes. So definitely go and explore that. You got about 3 to 3.5 hours. So you're normally there from about 1 o'clock till 4:30. Then you sail back to Dubrovnik, which is an hour. So you get back to the cruise port about 5 to 5:30, and then you're getting your transfer back to your hotel. Now in my case, I've got an extra privilege, because I get to stay on the ship from the cruise port and go round with the crew to the old town, because I'm doing the sunset cruise on the same day. So I'm actually doing 3 cruises. Everybody else will be doing 1 or 2, or just 1. I'll be doing 3, because I'll be doing the Elefiti Islands, going back to the cruise port with everybody else. They'll get off, I'll stay on, and then I'll sail with the crew round to the old town, so I'm getting an extra cruise. And then I'll be doing the sunset cruise afterwards from the old town right the way round Lochram Island, which is about an hour and a half. So, and then I'll just get the bus back. So I've got all 3 cruises practically for nothing. Okay, they've given me the cruises for free because I promote their company through this channel and they watch my channel as well, okay. And I have got them a gift in my hand luggage upstairs for that, and a card, okay. And I agree with you completely, Mr. Pete, because if I could leave Tesco's, I would, believe me. And I would love to be a travel agent, so I really do like your advice there, mate. I really do like your advice. I would love to be a travel guide or a rep and just promote my channel even more, which is why I'm doing this really, just to give people more advice. It's helped a lot of people so far. I went on a cruise back in March and lots of people on there that I've never met before said to me, we've watched your channel, it's really helped us because it's our first cruise and your videos have really helped us overcome our nerves of cruising. So it does work, it does have an effect. And they weren't subscribed, but they were watching my live streams. But some of them did subscribe, okay? So, and thank you so much. I really appreciate your modest comment there, mate. I really do. So please be on the live streams. Honestly, you are going to love Croatia. If you've never seen it before, Dubrovnik, you are going to absolutely be blown away by the scenery and what you're going to see. So please be on the live stream and please be on and watch my videos when I upload them as well, because there'll be episodes. And I'll also put a few individual ones on. So thank you so much for that comment. I really appreciate that very much. So yes, so the Karaka is one of my excursions I'm going to be doing. So I'm going to put their link in the description under the video. Second, my next excursion I'm going to be doing is Mostar in Bosnia. Now, to go there, all you've got to do is take a passport with you, okay, which is the same one you take when you go on holiday. You're visiting Dubrovnik on Explorer 2. Well, I've been on that ship in 2023. Okay, and my videos are on this channel, okay. So on that, just bear in mind your luggage will not be bonded when you land at the airport in Dubrovnik, okay. Lots of people think it is. It's only bonded when you go home, which means bonded luggage basically means you leave your luggage outside the room on the night before you dock, and then you won't pick it up again until you land back in England, okay, or whichever part of the UK you're from. So all you do is get to Dubrovnik airport and you'll go straight up the escalator to security. That's it. You don't need to worry about your case till you land back home, okay? But make sure you've got everything out of your case that you need for your departure, especially your passport. Do not pack that in your case, because once it's gone out the room and it's gone, you've had it, okay? And make sure you pack clothes for travelling as well, because a few people have come unstuck in that area, believe me. I've read quite a few funny stories, but they're not funny really, but I've read a few funny stories where they've gone home in their pyjamas. Right, and because they've packed their clothes and everything in the case and thought, oh, I'll be able to get it in the morning in the port. No, you won't. It'll be gone on a van to the airport and on the plane. So please remember that bonded luggage for Dubrovnik is only when you go home. And apparently now that also applies if you go home from Cyprus. So yes, it's hilarious, but some people it wasn't. It's very embarrassing. So just bear that in mind, okay? And make sure that all your liquids are packed in your hold luggage as well that you check into the plane. But make sure you've got your passport, your boarding passes, any money, anything that you need for your travel, make sure you've got that in your hand luggage, okay? So just bear that in mind. But Dubrovnik is a fantastic port, and I will probably see the Explorer 2 in Dubrovnik on the Thursday anyway, because it usually docks on a Thursday. So if you're flying into Dubrovnik, sit on the left-hand side of the plane. Okay, so that's letter A on the seats, letter A. And if you're going from the airport to the port in Dubrovnik, sit on the left-hand side of the bus, which is the same side as the driver, because you will get fantastic views of the old town and Lochram Island as you come in, and you'll be able to take loads of photographs and video as you arrive. And if your flight is pretty early in the morning when you arrive, you will have time to go into Dubrovnik. So if you want to, get the bus 1A from outside the cruise terminal, okay? So if you go out the cruise port, you enter the bus station, okay? Now, if you turn right, there's a bus ticket office there, and you can buy a bus ticket to go into the old town, or you can buy it on the bus. But if you buy it on the bus, make sure you've got the correct change. And I know it's €2, €1.99 each way for a ticket, okay? Or if you are in Dubrovnik on a cruise for 2 weeks, then maybe for the second week when you are back in Dubrovnik, get the 1-day Dubrovnik pass, okay? Because you can use that then to go on the city walls free of charge, and also the fort, and also under the Mencheta Tower. And you also get free entry to all the museums in Dubrovnik as well, like the Rector's Palace and some of the monasteries. You get a discount, but also it gives you a bus card to use free of charge for the day. So if you are doing a cruise and stay, get the 3-day pass for Dubrovnik. If you're staying in Dubrovnik before your cruise or after it, get a 3-day pass and use that. And it's exactly the same benefits. The only exception is you will get 20% off Lochram Island. So that's just a bit more advice there. But Dubrovnik's fantastic. You are going to love it. So you will have time to get over to Dubrovnik Old Town if your flight lands before midday. If it's in the afternoon, you might be pushing it, because you've got to make sure you watch your My Muster drill in your room, on your TV, or on your phone, because you can download or load up the Navigate app on your phone, and then you get your card scanned around 9 o'clock in the evening. You go to your muster station, which is on the front of your card, and then you go and get your card scanned, okay? But if you're back in Dubrovnik the second Thursday and you've got another week, then make the most of the whole day in Dubrovnik and go and do the city walls, go and do the cable car. But the cable car is not included in the pass, but it's worth the €30 going up there. And you've got the museum at the top as well, which is a war museum. So please go in there. It's about €8, or you can just buy the combined ticket and do the cable car and the museum combined, okay? Which is both ways, up and down on the cable car, and also entry to the museum at the top. And it's quite a touching museum to go round, because you get to see what Dubrovnik faced in the 91 to 95 war, okay? So please pay a visit to that. But definitely do the city walls if you are in Dubrovnik for the first time. It is well worth doing. 2 kilometres round, one way, 3 entrances where you can get on, and there's also 3 bars up there where you can have a beer and also go to the loo as well. And there's loads of photo opportunities, so there's no time limit once you've gone up there. You can spend as much time on the walls as you want, but make sure you take plenty of water, a sun hat, sunglasses, and obviously sun cream, because the sun will get you because you are in direct sunlight, okay? So remember, it can get very hot up there, and there's a lot of steps and a lot of walking. So if you're not very mobile, then don't do it, or at least do part of it. But just bear in mind there's a lot of steps. But there's lots of nice cafes and shops to visit. There's the market square. There's also the steps where they're used in Game of Thrones for the Walk of Shame. You can go up there. So, and there's a nice restaurant up there where I always go called the Koppen. They do nice lunches. I think a light lunch up there with a beer is about €15. But again, they watch my channel, so I get a discount because I'm a regular guest. So there are advantages to having a channel, because they watch it and they support it. So that's some trips for Dubrovnik if you need to do any. Definitely get over to Lochram Island as well. You can get the boat from the old marina. It's about €25-30 to go over there, but that's entry to the island plus your boat trip there and back as well. It's about 15 minutes each way. But you can go into the monastery, and they've got the replica throne from the Game of Thrones in there as well. So please pay a visit in there. There's a couple of restaurants on the island, but they're very expensive. But if you want a decent one, go to the first one called La Croma. As you get off the boat, you go up the slope, and there's a restaurant just there. They do a lunch deal of about €20, and you get a sandwich, you get a glass of wine, and you get a bowl of ice cream, and it's about €20. But if you go to the others, it's literally, you're going to be paying through your nose. But there's baby peacocks on there. There's lots of walks. There's the Fort Royal at the top, which you get fantastic panoramic views. if you want the Game of Thrones bit, go into the monastery and go and sit on the replica throne. Loads of people do. They sit on it and have photographs. I will be, and I'll be doing a live stream in there, so I will show it you. There's also a little museum underneath the monastery as well. They also do happy hour on the island in some of the bars, so go and pay a visit to that. They've got toilets on the islands of botanical gardens, so there's plenty of places to go and walk. There's some rocks you can sit on and put your feet in the sea. Honestly, it's fantastic. Just make sure you get the boat back. The last one leaves the island at 7 p.m. and it starts at 10. So every half an hour, the boats run to and from Dubrovnik, okay? So around 10 o'clock, half 10, 11 o'clock and so on, all the way through the day, they run to and from Lochram Island. And there's two boats generally. There's the Zarinsky and there's the Scala boats. So you can get both of those. And also there's one that goes down to South Tap, but it can drop you off at the island and pick you back up again later. But I would use the two that they use, which is Zarinsky and Scala, okay? They've got like a blue round the side of it. So definitely go and visit Lochram Island if you are in Dubrovnik for a couple of days or a week or whatever. It's definitely worth doing it. So that's Lochram Island. So Abdullah, hello to you. And hello to you, Cafe Snowflake. So another trip I'm going to be doing is Montenegro. So I'll be going down to Kotor. I'm going to Perast and also Kotor itself. Again, it's like a fjord. You'll get to spend a lot of time at the border, so just bear that in mind. But you just take your passport. Remember to switch your phone to flight mode when you go into Montenegro or Bosnia as well, because they're not part of the EU, even though they use euros or accept euros. Please do not have your phone on data mode when you go to these countries, because you'll get a massive bill, okay? Use the Wi-Fi in a shop or a restaurant or a cafe, wherever you're going, but just do not use your phone data when you're in Montenegro or Bosnia, believe me. And they do tell you on the coach, if you're doing an excursion, to switch your phone off data mode. Turn off the data roaming, okay? You do not want an expensive bill, believe me. Hello to you. So I'll be going to Perast and then I'll be going into Kotor. Okay, now you can do a walking tour in Kotor, but again, I'm not going to because I've done it that many times. And I'm going to head to the fort at the back, which is the Fort Giovanni Fort, or Fort St. John. It's €15, and there's 1,350 steps to the top, but tell you what, the views are absolutely breathtaking. It can take half an hour to an hour to get at the top. There's a church halfway up. There's plenty of people up there selling bottles of water. Again, like Dubrovnik walls, I would highly recommend plenty of sunscreen, a sun hat, sunglasses, and plenty of water, because there are a lot of steps and you can take regular breaks, but it gets very hot, okay? Coming down is easier, but going up, you've got 1,350 steps to navigate. But every step you take, there's a view to look at. Believe me, it is fantastic. You can spend hours up there, and the fort is generally open from 8 o'clock till 10 at night. You're not allowed on the fort after 10 p.m, but apart from that, who's going to be there at that time of night if you're on a cruise? And I'm not going to be there on a trip either. So, but anyway, I'm going to be paying a visit to Kotor. I'm not going to be doing the walking tour with the guide. I will just go off and do my own thing. We go to Perast first for around 10 o'clock. We get about an hour there till 11:15, something like that. There's an optional tour to the Lady of the Rocks, which is an extra €10. You go on a boat over to the island, and then you get the boat back, and then you go down to Kotor. But apart from that, I will not be doing that. I will just explore Perast, maybe have a cup of tea somewhere, go to the loo, and then I will head down into Kotor and do my own thing, go into the fort, walk the city walls of Kotor, which are free. There's some shops you can look at as well. There's loads of cats roaming about, wild cats. There's a cats museum there. It's fantastic, honestly. It is beautiful. If you've been to the Norwegian fjords, you'll know exactly what I'm talking about. So, go away then, Pauline. I don't need to hear your rude comment. So anyway. So my next excursion after that will be Mostar in Montenegro, in Bosnia, okay? So again, I'm going to do my own thing there. I'm going to walk over the old bridge and then go to this mosque that you can go in and visit now, and you can climb the minaret to the top and get a fantastic view of Mostar. I'll go and have some cevapi, which is lovely Bosnian food. It's basically a pita bread with some like kebabs in it. You get cream cheese and some onions with it, and it's lovely. You can have a glass of beer, which is a Žusko or Karlovačko. They're the Croatian and Bosnian beers that you can have. Funny how my name's in one of them, Karlovačko, but anyway, it's fantastic lager. So I'll have one of those, and then I'll just explore around Mostar, and then we go to Kravica waterfalls, And if you've been to Swallow Falls, this one over there is a lot better, believe me. And again, I'll be doing lots of videos there and loads of episodes. So please stay tuned to the channel. Please subscribe at Carlsmith25. So that's really a run-up of what I'm going to be doing when I'm in Dubrovnik, okay? And also when I go on my trips out. Because I'll be using the three-day pass and going into the museums, etc., and doing the city walls a second and third time as well before I go home. I'll also go and visit the cave bar, which is opposite the hotel I'm staying at. And I'll be videoing that and doing a live stream because it's an actual cave underneath the hotel, but it's in a natural cave. And I tell you what, it is amazing. So when I do a video in there, I'm sure your breath will be taken away. And hello to you as well. You've been subscribed for me for 2 months. Well, that's lovely. Thank you so much, Smell Duang. Because my channel has reached over 1,000 subscribers and over 500,000 views. So it's thanks to you guys that my channel is supported. So I'm sorry this live stream has been quite lengthy, but as I said, this is my first premiere one, so it's going to be put on the channel for any that haven't joined, but there'll be lots of live streams coming next week. I'll be videoing the airport at East Midlands, the takeoff, in-flight and landing, from Dubrovnik Airport down to the hotel as well. I'll be videoing that. I'll be videoing in the hotel. I'm looking forward to seeing Vesna and Josko and all the staff at the Vis, Ivanka at the Commodore, the Cave Bar staff, the Karaka team, the Coppen restaurant, any staff members that I know over there, I'll be looking forward to seeing them all. I've got gifts and thank you cards for all of them, including you, Vesna. If you've managed to join, hello to you. I'll see you next week. I know Jane has stayed at the Vis this last week and she's got you some nice presents, but you do work hard and you do deserve it. And also Morgan Redfern, if you're on here, hello to you as well. And I will consider that very much, Smell. I will definitely consider a channel moderator. Because there are a lot of people that have been putting some rude comments on here and nasty comments, and I've basically removed them. The simple answer is, if you don't like what you're listening to, just unsubscribe or just clear off the live chat. Don't put comments if you don't like what you're listening to. Because at the end of the day, I'm not here to please everybody. I'm just here to please those that actually are genuinely interested in travelling. If you don't like my channel, go and find somebody else's. I will consider that very highly. I'll probably get back to you on that, Schmel. Thank you so much, Mr. Pete 1972. At least I get some genuine people like you guys that do actually support it. But I've been on here over 40 minutes. I'm sorry about that. I hope I've not bored anybody to tears. But as I say, if you don't like the content, then just clear off. Okay. But at the end of the day, I'm not going to be doing much talking on the live streams in Dubrovnik, and you won't see my face on it because I'd rather you see the scenery. And but I will talk over it, but so that you can see what you're looking at, because I'll be visiting the fort as well, which was used in the Game of Thrones, and I'm going to do the complete walls, the top of the Manchetta Tower, which was also used in the Game of Thrones, and I'm also going to go underneath the Manchetta Tower as well, because there's a museum and archaeological site at the other side of the walls that not many people know is there, and I managed to find it by chance. And one more thing, I'm also going to go and visit the Wine Museum. Now that's a new attraction just opened in Dubrovnik as well, just outside the Pila Gate, and you can do wine tasting there as well. Okay, so it's €7.50 for adults to go in there. It's open every day, 10 o'clock till 6. It's literally just outside the Pila Gate walls, so it's right across the road from where the buses drop you off anyway, from the cruise port or your hotel, or the taxi drops you off, whichever. But there's a wine museum there. It's on 3 floors, and there's a bit where you can sit outside and do wine tasting. Okay, it's about €12 to do it. So obviously kids can't do it. Hello to you, Melissa. Nice to see you again on here. Please subscribe at Carlsmith25. This video has been quite lengthy, but it's been in preparation for my Dubrovnik series coming next week. So I've done a lot of talking, hence why I've got the brew, because you get dry throat. I'm very well, thank you. Thank you for coming onto the live stream. Thank you very much. I really appreciate that. I've got over 1,000 subscribers. Oh, and you're from Manchester. Well, I've flown from your airport loads of times. I've flown from Manchester loads of times. I went from there with Jet2 to Prague. So, again, I've got other ideas for future blogs. But at the moment, I've got Dubrovnik coming up next week. I'll be visiting Montenegro and Bosnia as well. So 3 countries in one, Croatia, Montenegro and Bosnia, all 3. I'll be doing cruises on the Karaka team. The weather looks glorious as well, actually, for the whole week in all 3 countries. There might be the odd spot of rain, but again, I've got my Mac in there, so I'm well prepared. I've got my man bag just there. I've got all my travel documents there as well, which are going to go back upstairs. Yes, I do remember you. Don't you worry. I do remember you. I do reply to comments. Okay, I do reply to your comments. Anyone that comments, I do comment back to you. Okay, so I have a lot to get through sometimes, but I will respond to your comments. So don't feel that I've not got back to you, and I will make sure that your comment is responded to. I'm really glad that I do make your day. Thank you so much, Melissa. I appreciate that so much. Thank you so much. So, heart to all of you, okay? But yes, I'll be over in Croatia next week. So, thank you so much for watching this live stream. I know it's been over 50 minutes long. I'm really sorry about that. I didn't intend it to be. But again, that's what this is. Josie, I'm okay. Where are you from? So, I'll be videoing in Dubrovnik next week. And there'll be lots of footage to come. So please support the channel as best you can. I'm looking forward to seeing my friends in Dubrovnik. Vesna's really looking forward to seeing me, and I'm looking forward to seeing her. It's such a fantastic area to stay in, Lapad Bay, believe me, because you can get buses 4 or 6 down there. It drops you right outside the hotel. Bus tickets are generally cheap. You can get them from most of the shops in the old town and also on the bus as well. But if you've got a pass, Dubrovnik pass, it's basically contactless. When am I going to make a new video? Well, this is my first premiere live stream because I'm getting ready for next week, because I want to obviously go live when I'm on the city wall. Set it for a time I'm going to go live. Oh, it's you, Josie. Well, I want to know why you unfriended me, why you stopped talking to me on social media. So please unblock me, because I've been wanting to get hold of you. So if you could unblock me, please. I'd like to have a chat with you, Josie, at some point, because I know who you are. So please unblock me on Facebook, and I want to have a chat with you, okay? But anyway, I'm going to make a new video in the coming days. So please stay tuned to that. But one more thing I'm going to do before I round the video off, I'm going to weigh the case one more time, because there's a little device that my dad got. Hello to you, Nathan. Nice to see you again. Because there's a real good device in here, which is a good thing to do to weigh your case. So just bear with me a minute. Buy me a coffee. Well, I've got a tea. So thanks a lot, though. I know what you mean. Again, I might have to increase my YouTube. Okay, Josie, thank you so much. I look forward to chatting. Now then, let me just find this scales. Right. Another good thing to do as well, if you're going on a cruise or a holiday, buy these luggage tags with these wire things, okay? Because they're worth having on a bag, okay? And my dad got these off Amazon. So I've used one of these ties for that luggage tag, but I bought my own luggage tag. It's got a picture of a plane on it. Whereas these are ideal for cruises. So I'll be using these in September when I go on the cruise, okay? So there's that. And they're only a couple of quid on Amazon. So I've got some of those. And also, this is bought from Aldi, and it's a digital scales. Absolutely ideal if you are unsure what your case weighs at the airport, okay? Well, I've already had that. That was in April. But thank you so much, Melissa. Maybe next year. Maybe next year. So if you want to weigh your suitcase, get one of these digital scales, okay? There's one that you can get that's got a hook on it, but this is better, okay? You're going on a cruise. Which ship? Please tell me which ship you're going on. So I'm just going to weigh this suitcase. So to switch this on, you basically just switch it on here, okay? So it says hello on it, just there. So, and then you can set this to kilograms. So it's 0 kilograms. So if you go on a land holiday, you are generally allowed 25 kilo. It's 20 kilos for a cruise. It used to be. It's gone up, I think now. I think it's 25. You can take a maximum of 25. Well, I know it's 20 kilos. I think definitely with TUI. With Jet2, they allow you 22 kilos for a land holiday and 10 kilos for a hand luggage bag. Okay. Now, when I last weighed this case, before I put those apple juices in, it weighed 8 kilos exactly. Then it went up to about 12. And I'm pretty sure it still is, because I haven't put anything else in it. So I'm going to weigh it anyway. So you basically just clip these round the handle of your case like that, and then you pull it up, okay? Which I'm going to do in a minute so that you can see what it is, okay? So I'll just do it now. Right, so if I just take the case off the bed, might be going to Turkey. You'll enjoy that. You'll enjoy that, Melissa. Let me know which part. Right, so at the moment, I've reset this. So I'm now going to lift this bag up. It is 12.5 kilos exactly. So I'm still 10 kilos off the 22 allowance, okay? So that's really good. I've only got a couple more things to go in there, okay? So it's 12.5 kilos it says on there, okay? So this is really worth getting. It was from Aldi, okay? It's been really good. It's really worth buying it. I didn't buy it, my dad did. So that's really worth buying it. So that's going to go in there. But Turkey, I'm sure you'll enjoy that, Melissa. As I say, if you're flying down to Izmir, or staying down that neck of the woods like Kushadasi or Altinkum, or that area, then go and pay a visit to Ephesus. It is beautiful there. Whether you're religious or not, it doesn't matter, but if you are, it really opens the Bible up, especially about the Ephesians and where the Apostle Paul went. It is fantastic, okay? When I go on the cruise, I'm going to be visiting there, because last time I went I was 14, but I'm also going to be paying a visit to Miletus in Turkey as well, which is another place that's mentioned in the Bible. And of course, Athens, I'm going to be visiting the Acropolis, which again is mentioned in the scriptures. But again, it's beautiful up there because you've got a full panorama of Athens, and it can get very hot up there as well in Greece. Still 28 degrees in September, but I always take my sun cream, and I've got plenty in here. I've got the spray one. I've also got mosquito repellent in there as well, just in case. But again, it's always worth to have the protection, and I've got a spray after sun as well. So you recommend it for my next trip? Well, I am going to be going to Turkey at least 4 or 5 times on the cruise, and I've been to Turkey several times on cruises before. I've been to Alanya, I've been to Kushadasi, I've been to Marmaris, so I've been to Mersin. So I've been to quite a few places around there, but I'll be doing a few trips. I've been to Pamukkale as well in Turkey. So I've been to quite a few places in Turkey, believe me. Not on holiday specifically, but I've gone on cruises and we've docked there. Okay, but whichever part of Turkey you go to, I'm sure it'll be lovely. Just bear in mind they do pester you a lot, and definitely just say no if you don't want something. But try the apple tea that you can get in Turkey. Thank you so much, Mr. Pete, and thank you so much. I will be on live stream next week. I may do one before I go away, because I'll be doing more updates, I'm sure. But I think for now, most of the updates I've done. The weather's looking really good. I've decided I'm going to be doing Montenegro and Mostar on the Thursday and the Saturday. So I'll be doing Montenegro on the Thursday, and I'm going to go to Mostar on the Saturday. That's what I'm going to do. And I'll be doing Elefiti Islands on the Friday, Dubrovnik City Walls on Wednesday, and then and then after I've done the walls, I'm going to pay a visit to this wine museum before it closes, and then I'm going to head up to the cable car and go up there for around 5:30, 6 o'clock, because the sunsets up there are amazing. And then I'll head back to the hotel, have some dinner, and go round to the cave bar and have a beer, do some video in there, and then I'll have a trip the next day. What time will I be streaming on Thursday? Well, I'll be in Croatia, so I might not be streaming if I'm going to Montenegro. Oludeniz, I've heard of that. I might not be streaming in Montenegro because of the data situation, but I'll be streaming on Wednesday when I'm in Dubrovnik, because I will do one in the hotel room before I go down to the old town, and I'll be doing one on the city walls, and also on the cable car. So there'll be at least 2 or 3 streams coming from the old town on Wednesday, because I'll do one on the Straden as well. And when I get to the old town, as I enter the Pila Gate, I'll do one. And then, well, I don't know yet, because my flight lands just after 11 o'clock. So you're going to be looking at around 2 p.m. at least. And it's an hour ahead over in Croatia, so bear that in mind. So that'll be 1 o'clock back here. But it'll be around 2 to 2:30 when I go on the city walls. But I should enter Dubrovnik town around 1 to 1:30. So I would say 1:15. I may set it for then to do a live stream on the Straden, so I can give you a tour down the Straden to the Church of St. Blaise, round to the cathedral, up towards the Koppen, and then I will have some lunch, and then I'll do another live stream when I go on the city walls, and I'll be doing live streams on the walls as well as normal footage and photographs, and on the Manchetta Tower, and then I'll do another one when I go up on the cable car, and of course when I go round to the cave bar, and of course another one will happen when I go on the Karaka. So don't worry about when the live streams are, just join them when you get a notification that I've gone live. Okay, but I will let you know, don't worry. So thank you for enjoying this video. It's been an hour long. That's the longest live stream I've done in my life. Thank you so much, Mr. Pete. I'll be doing videos prior to that because I'll be videoing the flights as well. So please join the live stream. Please subscribe to my channel at ColeSmith25. Thank you so much, everybody, for watching this stream for the last hour. And I've got to now put it on the channel so others can watch it that haven't seen it. So thank you so much, guys and girls, for supporting my channel. And I will see you guys in the next video. Thank you for